Welcome amigos, this is Dr. Mario and I want to give you the warmest welcome to this, your show, this, your home in health, spice, and life show with Dr. Mario. You might have seen me in ABC, you might have seen me in Fox, NBC, in different stations across the nation. But this edition of the show, the first time that we do the show, is a little bit different. And it's a little different because we're in the midst of this crisis that we are going through globally. And it's the crisis of coronavirus or COVID-19. Firstly, I would like to extend my most sincere form of gratitude to all of the healthcare workers, friends, and people who are out there taking care of so many that are sick around the world. This show is about the billion people that are Latinos and Spanish-speaking or from Hispanic background. If this is one of you, as I have said so many times on TV, this is your home. So I want to extend to you the warmest welcome. As you can tell, we are not in a fancy TV studio, but it actually makes it even more personal to me because I am giving you a really warm welcome to our home, my home here in Colorado where I live. The times that we're living in have completely changed the experience of health, the experience of life, the experience of others. In this show, initially, in the way that we conceived it, was to talk about health, to talk about spice, and to talk about life. And clearly, this crisis that we're going through is part of life as well. So, in this edition that starts this journey of health, spice, and life, we're going to be doing it from home. We're going to do it in a connected way. It's nothing fancy, but it has the most important element. And it's the element that describes every single Latino out there. We're all about the heart. We're all about the connection. We're all about those things that make us spicy and juicy. And it's about the things that make us go through our lives. So in this first edition, we'll talk about some things that are happening right now. We'll talk about what things we can do at home now that this is a special quarantine sort of period that we're all living, and to talk about how those things have changed who we are. As I mentioned earlier, you might have seen me in different channels and outlets across social media and across the world through the American TV networks. But now this new time is changing the way that we're doing things, and it has changed it for all of us. And one of the things that I have heard so often is, oh my God, life is just it's going to be so different now. Everything has changed, and it will never be the same way. Well, clearly things have changed. Clearly this has impacted every single aspect of our lives. Clearly it has changed the experience of health. Clearly this has changed how we even interact with each other. And that is undeniable. But if there's something that makes a human race absolutely amazing, it's our capacity to be able to overcome that. And what makes our people, what makes you and me incredibly amazing is the fact that having this Latino background gives us a little bit of an edge. Why is that? Because as you know, every time that something happens, somehow nos levantamos. Somehow we just pick ourselves up and we can actually go through it all over again. In this first edition, I think it's so important to reach out to so many of my friends and colleagues in the industry, in the healthcare industry, who are on the front lines right now, who are taking care of people, who are the ones who are actually taking that first impact of dealing with those who are suffering from the infection. This has definitely not been an easy thing. We had not seen anything like it since 1918, and now we're in 2020, 100 plus years later, and we're dealing with this situation. My heart goes completely to you, to your family. I'm very sure as you're watching this, you either have a loved one who, if you've lost to coronavirus, especially in the city of New York, where we have so many Latinos, so many Puerto Ricans, so many Dominicans, Guatemalans, so many Latinos, or some of them that are actually second, third generation. So if you're one of those people, I completely send my heart to you meaningfully, because this is something that I know is incredibly hard. But this is also touching people all over the world, and especially in the Latino hemisphere, Ecuador, Guatemala, Mexico. We have so many people. If you're watching from those countries, I want you to know, if you're having a little bit of a hard time understanding what I'm saying in English, this show is also available in Spanish, and it's called the Hora Super Latina, Hora Super Latina. So tune in and look below for the links all over social media, because one of the things in this initiative of the show, Health, Spice, and Life, is that I am going to be doing the show in both Spanish and English. I think it is so important that you feel comfortable with the information and how it's being given to you, whether it's in your native language or whether you speak a different language. So I want you to know, if you're not really comfortable with English, not a problem. Just click below on the other language in Spanish, and you can listen to this message also in your language of preference. One of the things that we'll continue to do throughout the course of this show is we're going to be touching on the 3 different aspects that bear the name of the show. We're definitely going to be talking about health. I am a physician, but first and foremost, I'm a human being just like you. So I think it's very important, it's always been in my career, to have that connection with people. If we don't have that heart-to-heart connection, if you don't feel like you can just go below, write a comment, let me know what is it that is important to you, what things you're not getting information that is really important to you, to your family, so you can take care of them adequately. It's going to be really hard to have a show that is going to be meaningful to you. So my pledge to you and your family is that the information will be providing to you, the people that will be coming to the show, which are simply amazing people, will be here to serve your needs. And that is my commitment. There's a billion people out there that either they speak Spanish or they're of Latino or Spanish heritage that don't have representation here in America as a source of getting to you in this particular way. And I want you to know that this is your home. So welcome once again. The other part of the show is about spice. And many people, and I'm sure this has happened to you, it happens to me all the time. It's like, you know, you're Latino, right? Yeah, I can feel the spice in there. And one of the reasons why I wanted to have the name Spice as part of the name of the show is because there's something about us that makes us who we are. And throughout the journey of the show, it will be our duty to be breaking down some of those areas, to be able to talk about them, bring people who really embody what that spice of the Latino world is about, so that we can send that message, we can share it. Because you don't have to be Latino if you're watching this show to actually enjoy what this is. This is really about anybody who wants to connect and have that heart-to-heart connection. If that resonates with you, this is your home as well. Lastly, the last part of the name of the show is life. There's so many different aspects about what we do that they really call us to talk about them. You know, whether it's talking about sex, whether it's talking about kids, whether it's talking about the arts, whether it's talking about music. It is about what we do in our daily lives. And it's about time that we have a show where we can really incorporate all of those things. And not only that, but also have a host that can communicate with you from that angle, that understands our world, that can do it in both languages and bring us together. That is part of the vision of this initiative. But it can't be done without you. So it's so important, as you're listening to this, I'm going to call you to, hey, start sharing this with everybody in your family. Send the links. Send it through social media. Give it a thumbs up so we can start seeing this pop up more and more and more. The more we do that, the more we connect. The more we connect, we can actually support each other, apoyarnos, so we can actually get over this hump that we're dealing with globally. And not only that, be able to go back to our lives again. Be able to hug people again. There are people already talking about never to shake hands again. I think that's going to be a little bit difficult for us Latinos. We love to kiss, we love to hug, we love to embrace, we love to shake hands, is who we are. I am not saying let's be negligent about how we do our lives. What I'm saying is what makes us who we are, what makes this, Latino culture, as we group everybody into it, even though we know that there's so many differences that are so rich among us, is part of that love and that calor, that heat, that spice that actually keeps us together. So that portion of the show live is about really talking about those things. And you will see some people on the show that are not necessarily Latino, but they are all heart. There are people that connect with our Latin world. There are people that, for example, here in the United States, have completely embraced our culture. And so that's going to be part of also what we see in the show. Moving on very soon, and being able to do something that I really want to do for now, because as you know, right now we have been living with our masks, and we have been completely separating, and we have been putting our gloves on too, right? We have been completely creating this social distancing. So since we are inside the house, I am going to move and invite you to come to my kitchen for the next segment of the show. And we are really going to peel off the layers. We're going to be taking off this mask. We're going to be taking off these gloves, and we're going to create tremendous connection. Why? Because food in our cultures, it's a tremendous invitation to sharing. And when we sit at the table to share our food, to share our cultures, whether you're in Argentina, whether you're in Mexico, whether you're in Honduras, whether you're in Ecuador, Puerto Rico for that matter, our culture is a point of union. Es la unión, ese punto común. So we're going to be going to my kitchen, and just like you, I'm going to be opening the pantry, and we're going to see what's there, and I'm just going to take some ingredients from there, and we're going to make something really delicious. That's my pledge to you in this moment, and we're going to have fun doing that. This is part of how we're going to spice it. How do we take something that is completely common and we continue to keep ourselves cruising along as we continue to move away from the situation that we're living in? So we're going to go to the kitchen now. We're going to do that, and when we come back, we're going to talk about something really interesting that is going to change your life. I guarantee you. It's not just a doctor saying, it's a human being first and foremost. And it's going to be a way that is going to completely elevate our heart-to-heart experience. So this is Dr. Mario. You're watching Health, Spice, and Life, also known in Spanish as La Hora Super Latina. I'm going to invite you to give it a thumbs up. Put your comments down below. Tell me what you're going through, how your life has changed since this coronavirus experience started. And when we go to the kitchen, have our special moment over there, we'll come back. We'll talk a little more about something really special that we'll be sharing, and we'll see how you do. Dr. Mario, and I'll see you soon here at Health, Spice, and Life.